Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be planning with a Planning Roses kit for the week of October 5th to the 11th of October. I really like the glitter headers that came with this kit, and the full boxes I think were done really well, so I hope you guys like this video. Like I mentioned in another video, I am trying to use more Simply Gilded washies just because I have so many in my collection. So this week I picked this black kind of orange ombre one to put on the bottom of the spread, as well as this white washi with silver foiled stars for the top of it, and I really liked how this whole spread turned out. I added little stars throughout the planner spread as well, so it kind of incorporates the stars within the sidebar as well as on the bottom. And if you guys want any close-up shots, always remember that I'm on Instagram at Plan with Eva. If you want to see some better shots, then you might be able to see on here. This week marked the 5th week of remote learning that we were doing, and it also marked 11 more weeks until Christmas, which is insane to think about, but I'm recording this on the 27th of October, and to think that this year is almost going to be over in 2 months seems really insane. The end of the year always feels like it moves so fast and slow at the same time, especially for us people that go to school. If you're a teacher, if you're a student, you'll kind of understand what I'm saying, but it definitely always seems like the finals are always coming up and the end of the year, winter break is coming up. But during this moment, it also seems like time is going by so slowly, like only 5 weeks have passed when it seems like it's been so long that we've been doing remote learning. Remote learning has been really tough. I want to say that I'm trying to be better and better every day, but I honestly don't know how effective my teaching is online than it would be in person. I would definitely love to return, and since this video, they announced last Friday that there's a possibility that we would be returning, but that's also a concern for me just because I am high risk. I have asthma, and all the family members that I don't live with anymore, but that I do visit from time to time, they also have asthma as well. And my fiance, he works in the hospital, so I'm also putting my kids at risk, and that is also very concerning to me. So we'll see how the situation goes, but right now it seems like they are very optimistic about returning, which I don't have high hopes for, just because it seems like our city's about to go back down to level 3, I believe it is. I'm not sure, but before they were saying the bars were able to open later and have more gatherings, and now they're saying that effective last Friday, bars would be only open until 10 p.m. and the amount of people inside of a restaurant or bar would be limited as well. What's even crazier is that last year I just remembered that we were on strike for so long, and I didn't think that anything crazy would have happened after that, and now there's a whole pandemic that's keeping us from interacting with our kiddos face to face and others even face to face, and who knows how long it'll be until we go back to being normal. And even if we do return to schools, that's going to look so different compared to the years before, and I don't know how long it would be until it went back to the way it was before. Working in preschool, especially with kids with special needs, it's just very concerning that we're kind of being test subjects and kind of being thrown into this when they have no answers for the many questions that we have, that we want answers for before we go back to school. And they're kind of just seeing what's going to happen, and if it doesn't work, then we have to basically go back to remote learning. But it just seems very detrimental to everyone that's involved, and I worry for my preschoolers just because I know some of them have sensory issues, behavioral issues, and just things that they need a lot of help with, especially physically. Hand over hand is something that a lot of preschoolers need help with, in terms of eating, toileting, just socializing. There's just a lot of concerns that I have specifically, as well as my team have voiced, and we'll just have to see what happens, because I obviously don't want to lose my job, but I also don't want to put anyone at risk that shouldn't be at risk, especially some of my kiddos who are also at risk themselves. And yeah, it's been a very anxious and nerve-wracking time for me, and thinking about the procedure to go back to school is all very daunting, so I try not to think about it, but it is what it is. I'm trying to go through it day by day and just see how it is. Me and my team have been going back to school just to kind of clean out the classroom and just try to clear up the space as much as possible, because we both have moved into a new classroom and have a lot of organizing to do, especially since the previous teacher kind of left in rambles and kind of just threw things anywhere, since we were kind of left to leave immediately since the quarantine happened and the teacher happened to retire. So there was just a lot of things that we needed to organize and just prepare for in case it does happen that we do go back to school. I'm all done with my bottom washi as well as my date covers, and then I also did my glitter headers as well. As you can see, I used the ones that were provided in the kit. I used the black on the top, the orange in the middle, and then this kind of beige color on the bottom. And I'm just kind of spreading out my different full boxes to kind of off balance each other. Like I've mentioned before, I kind of look at the colors that are in the kit and see which ones are prominent. For example, the plaid is prominent in the quote box as well as the box I'm laying down right now, so I kind of just spread them apart so that they're a little further away from each other so it doesn't seem as cluttered. My way of planning is definitely white space planning, so I like to use a lot of day extenders just because it allows me to have more space for white space planning. A lot of other people that I've seen using bougie boxes especially, a lot of that seems really cluttered in my opinion, so I don't like the look of that, but it does look really nice to look at when you have the means to do so. I don't like to waste that much foil on one spread, so that's why I like the way I plan, and it's not too in your face, if you know what I mean. So maybe if it was my birthday or something special occasion like that, then I would be doing bougie boxes and trying that out, but for now I really like the white space that I currently do. Also, after doing X amount of videos, I finally figured out how to minimize my video so that you guys are able to view it for less than 30 minutes. I always saw YouTubers doing it for less than 30 minutes for a plan with me, and I could not figure out how they were able to do it so quickly. And I realized that they pull all the stickers, including the thing they use the stickers with. So like the page flag, if they're going to use a page flag with a sticker, then they'll kind of have that laid out for them already, versus me before I was kind of just picking the icons that I wanted to use, and then I would be picking the quarter box or the half box to go along with it as I was planning, and I think that wasted a lot of the time, which is why I'm able to condense the video to how long you guys are seeing for now. So I'm looking over my plans and I'm just trying to see what things I can highlight for this week, just so that this video doesn't run for too long, because I think this video is going to go too fast for me to be able to talk about everything. But one of the biggest things that we were able to do for our house this week was to get a mold appointment. My asthma was getting really bad when I was coming into this house, and I thought it was the move and from the dust and all of that, but as we have lived here longer and longer, it was still kind of progressing. So I was just getting really concerned, and we were scared that there was mold in the house, so we were just making an appointment to hopefully see if it was, and luckily there is no mold in our household, so at least we know that. But my asthma's still been worse, so I went to the hospital last week just to make a doctor's appointment to see what was going on, and the doctor was able to give me some pills just to take for, I think she mentioned there might be something with allergies, so I'm taking those just to see if they'll help out, and we'll see how that goes. This week my fiance and I also finished the series The Good Place, which has Kirsten Bell, and it was really good, and the ending was okay. It wasn't the best. I think they could have definitely kept going with the ending to make it a little more sentimental, but I didn't enjoy it too much. But I always enjoy finishing a series just to have it checked off of my list, so we were able to do that this week, and we were able to start the last season of Shits. So Shits had their last season for their series finale, so we were starting that on this week as well, since we finished The Good Place. And it wasn't this week that we were finishing it, but when I'm doing this voiceover, we definitely finished it by now. And that one was actually really good, and definitely one I would recommend. If you haven't watched Shits yet, you've probably heard people talking about it in the planner community, because that's how I found out about it. It was always on my to-do list to watch, but me and my fiance just ran out of things to watch, so we started this out of nowhere, and I really didn't think that he was going to enjoy it. I just put it on to see what the vibe would be like, and he ended up really liking it as well as I do, and we always do the Moira voices and the David voices and all of that, and it's become a common thing. I kind of influenced my sister to also do that, and her fiance is named David, so it's kind of hilarious because she's been starting to say David the way that the show does it to him. And I really enjoyed the series finale in terms of that. There was one disappointing thing that didn't happen that I really thought was going to. If you guys have watched it, you guys might know what I'm talking about, but there's a certain character that left for a little bit, and I thought he was going to come back, and it didn't happen, and that was really sad. And there was also another character in the series that I was hoping would have a love interest by the end of the show, but she did not, so that was sad to see as well. At the end of the week, I was also able to go to the jeweler to get my ring resized, and it feels so much better. Rings are so weird, or my hands are just so weird, because I was a size 7 when my fiance initially gave me the ring, and I fit it fine, but it was seeming pretty large, and people kept saying that during the winter your finger shrinks and your finger swells up when it's summertime. But I've had my ring for a year and it was just still really loose, so I went back just to tell them to size it down a little bit more. And I was trying to see what size I was, but they were also confused because I could technically fit into a size 6, but the middle part of my knuckle is the part where it's kind of chubbier, so because I was a size 6 on the bottom, I didn't necessarily fit the size 6 to be able to go smoothly past my knuckle. So instead, I think I ended up getting my ring size to be a size 6.25, and it definitely fits better than it did before, but sometimes it does feel like a little looser, but because now it's getting colder, I don't know. My cousin was able to come with me as well, and she was kind of looking at rings as well, and that was really fun to see her kind of looking around and shopping for a ring. And afterwards we all went to my sister's house just to have a little barbecue. She recently got a new grill, so we were just there just to see them for a little bit, as well as her dog, and we were able to just watch some movies while we were over there, which was nice. And I think we were able to also get Chick-fil-A that day just because we were starving. My sister also has this store called Half Price Books by where she lives, and I have a ton of books that I was getting rid of, and I was trying to see where else I could kind of make a profit from them before I did anything else with them. So I was trying to bring it all there just to see what they would say. I had a lot of books as well as DVDs and magazines, and sadly I was estimating they would give me back a lot more than they did. I think I ended up getting $18, and they ended up taking like probably a third of my stuff. It was very little, but at least I got rid of some of it, and I was able to get some money back. For the rest of the books, I was able to find a place that was kind of a community, kind of large library, I guess, where they were kind of offering books for free for children, and if you were an adult and you wanted books, you can kind of just donate however much you wanted. So I heard about that place, and I thought I would drop off the rest of my books there, and that's what I did the following week afterwards. I filmed another voiceover right before this, so my breath is going out. I think I'm just going to leave you guys to watch the rest of the video on your own and just enjoy the planning as you see it. I really loved how this spread turned out, and it's just really getting me in the mood for Halloween and fall season. So I'll put some music on. If you don't like the music, go ahead and put on mute and put on your own music, and I'll see you guys at the end of the spread. Here's some close-up shots of the spread. I really loved how this turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I added some little foil sparkles everywhere, and if you guys want some close-up shots, definitely check out my Instagram. Here's a little Viv wiggle for you guys, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!